right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the Vinny Eastwood Show, broadcasting live from the fabulously fluoridated capital of Auckland, New Zealand, the island-chained nation in the sunny slave South Pacific. It's not only fluoridated, it's also Fukushima irradiated, which is good for the economy, because now everybody can get a part-time job as an incandescent light bulb. And my very special guest is, I believe, DJ Prophet. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Vinny. It's an honor to be with you.
Could you please tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is you do? Because I've been away from a 2-week break, and I think I got about 3 hours sleep. I think I've been up all night editing a wonderful documentary for the Fluoride Action Network, and I just got it finished. And I feel refreshed and pumped, and I can't wait to interview you.
Awesome. Well, the more information that gets out about the negativities of fluoride, the better.
Yeah, negativity's such a good thing these days.
Great to be on your show, Vinny. I've been following your show now, and you have some great guests on, and I'm very happy to be one of your guests.
Yeah, well, you're going to add to the list, yo.
Okay. American Freedom Radio rocks.
It does. Kind of like Fraggle.
Fraggle?
As in Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, I was going to tell you something about yourself, perhaps, because, my name is DJ Prophet. I've been DJ Prophet since 1998. I'm a kind of a tech DJ, like Psytrance, actually. I like to DJ. Are you familiar with that style of music, Psytrance?
Is it the kind of music where you drop an E and you buzz out to it on the dance floor and such? If that's the case, then yes. The what?
As long as it's hallucinogenic.
Oh, a hallucinogenic trance. Yes, I'm also familiar with those.
Well, you don't have to be hallucinogenitized or anything like that, but I mean the music does it itself, really.
Well, as long as it's not hallucino-eugenics.
I was going to ask you, though, Vinny, because I do a little bit of astrology, and I'm familiar with birth signs and stuff, and I'd be interested to know, and I'm sure the audience would be, to know what your birth sign is.
I was born on probably the worst day of the year in terms of if you want anybody to show up to your birthday party, 29th of December, so that would make me a Capricorn.
Oh, my goodness. 29th December, huh? So right in the middle of the summer for you.
Yeah, I mean, Capricorn. That's the reason I'm so fond of hats and also of corn.
Always got a good joke to tell, that's for sure.
Oh well, I've always got a joke, whether or not it's good.
Well, I enjoyed meeting your cousin. Oh, anyway, what I was going to say about you, because you think you're a Capricorn, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. But you got to think, like, what if it was 6 months away and you were, instead of a Capricorn, you'd be what would it be, Gemini or Cancerian?
What do you mean?
Because the whole astrology is based in the northern hemisphere. The characteristics are based on observation of northern hemisphere subjects.
Ah.
In Australia, I found that anybody born south of the equator, that it's flipped. Like your sign would be the 6-month away sign rather than the sign you think it is.
How interesting.
Yeah, because it's based on the progression of seasons. You see.
Mm.
Like how the seasons progress, and if you're born if you're if your mother's impregnated in March, then you'll be born in December, which happened with you, but your seasons are off. In Australia, they're completely opposite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought I'd pass that along to you. I mean, it might trip you out for a little while, so...
I don't know. The relevance really is lost on me, because people have told me I'm a Capricorn and there's such and such aspects to my personality. People have told me that I was born in the year of a snake, therefore I'm charming or something like that. And it's just, I'm still just me.
Yeah. Well, you're doing an amazing thing for the truth movement, I think, and I'm very happy to be a part of it on your show.
Yeah. And, what's funny is over the holidays, I watched this film called The Insider. You know, the one with Al Pacino and Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah.
About the whistleblower.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a bit of an emotional guy, and I overthink things a lot. So naturally, I became a radio show host. And what occurred to me while watching that film is that I'm Al Pacino, right? I'm the one trying to fight for these whistleblowers and getting a whole bunch of shtick for it, and trying to argue with the scumbags and things like that, just trying to get the truth out because it's important. And all my guests, these wonderful whistleblowers and people like yourself, they all suffer enormous challenges. You know, maybe not specifically having bullets put in their mailboxes and so on and so forth, but there was
your computer being bugged and things like that.
Yeah, computer being bugged, threatening emails. But the one thing that actually struck me in particular is how they punish you financially. If you're a truther, if you're a whistleblower, that's how they get you. Invariably, is in your pocket, isn't it? And it kind of overwhelmed me watching this and thinking about it, and it dawned on me just how much of a massive responsibility I actually have to all of these incredible people who are sacrificing so much just for ordinary people like you and me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that responsibility has slowly gotten bigger and bigger, hasn't it? As your show has gotten bigger and bigger. Yeah,
and like I say, it just occurred to me when I watched that film over my holiday. You know, I was laid up on the couch for a week. I had what's known as colloquially as a man cold. You know, when a woman gets a cold, she's got a little bit of a sniffle and a little bit of a and but when a man has a cold, it knocks you down. It's like being smashed with a bowling ball, and you suddenly become a lot more pathetic. Like the larger the man is, the more pathetic you become when you're inflicted with a cold. And I'm 6'4", so you can just imagine how pathetic I was.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, Vinny. It is the middle of winter there. Are you like experiencing cold temperatures too?
Yeah, it sucks. I really hate the cold. Almost as much as I hate globalism. And unfortunately, globalism doesn't change with the seasons. But what did I do? Oh yeah. Last 4 days. And if there's any filmmaker out there who can take the Pepsi challenge on this one, cut together 3 documentaries in 3 days on the last 3 days of your holiday. All right, that's what I did. Okay, I was up to first night. I got to bed at 6:50 a.m. Second night, got to bed at 7:40 a.m. And last night, got to bed at 5:30 a.m. So there's
3. You do your best work overnight, you know that, Vinny.
Yeah, and to be honest, these 3 documentaries that I've made are the best work that I've ever done.
Right.
One for a guy who's doing electromagnetic frequencies. I mean, he's coming on the show on this Friday. Named Paul Waddle, and he's one of only 3 people, I think, in New Zealand who's actually qualified to test environments for electromagnetic frequency. And I've got a Mac computer and these giant energy saver bulb lighting display where I am, gargantuan TV behind me and everything. So his instruments are going to go off the charts in here when he's going to cook in the seat next to me when he comes in studio. The other one was a guy named Russell Malcolm who had... All right, dig this. Imagine the Prime Minister himself had ordered that you be arrested because you're exposing corruption, and dictates over the phone in the middle of the night, after his bodyguards have woken him up, what your bail conditions are, including you're not allowed to contact any member of parliament at the height of election season. Okay, that's Russell Malcolm. They kicked him out of house, kicked him out of house, kicked him out of home. All of that kind of stuff. This guy's exposing massive levels of corruption within the councils in Auckland, right? And they've fracked him, and nobody else will help. The media won't talk to him. Any of these other things. So I got Russell around to my house, right? Set him down in front of the computer, in front of the camera with a microphone, and got him to lay out. He had a 56-page dossier that he read out.
Wow.
Do you have any idea how long it takes to edit 56 pages of dialogue?
Yeah.
I did it in a
You
night.
put it out there now, it's there to be seen by, it's in concrete kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's up on air, and he was suffering really massive emotional trauma as a result of these things that have been done to him.
I heard one of his interviews.
And as a result, I made sure to ask him this question yesterday when he phoned me up. I asked him, so Russell, have you felt better now that I've got these videos up for you? And he says, you know what, from time to time, Vinny, things don't seem that bad anymore because you actually, did that for me. And I had this feeling, and it was the reason why I was up so late at night finishing this off, is because I felt that it would save his life. Okay.
Wow.
And in no small fashion I have. So there's documentary 2, and then the third one, there were these 3 doctors who, like, fluoride's bigly being debated in New Zealand right now because they took it out of the water supply in one of our most major cities, Hamilton, and we had.
Right.
And so we had 3 doctors give us slideshow presentations. Now, editing slideshow presentations, and this is the very first time I've done this. I had 2 cameras, so I got my GoPro camera and my other little one on the tripod. And for the first time ever, I actually cut in those 2 different camera angles for these 3 doctors. So all of those videos are now up online for people to see. Professional as frack. Is basically about as close as I can come to describe how well I edited these things, and it's just like the people who are part of the Fluoride Action Network. A lot of them are retired doctors, and the fact that they're willing to come out of their retirement, travel the country, give these presentations in order to get this fracking toxic corrosive poison out of our water. It's just, again, back to the Al Pacino thing. It's like, I'm fighting for you and I'm still fighting. I'm fighting sleep just so I can get this up there, because it's like
fracking the pituitary gland.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just sick of fluoride in the water, man. And you know what I'm sick of more than just the fluoride in the water? Is the scum. These frickin' fluoride-promoting scum who got nothing but insults, ad hominem, appeal to authority, BS crap, labeling us all as nutters and so on and so forth. Just this avalanche of media propaganda, and here's me sitting there realizing that I'm the only media in the country that's actually capable of doing anything of note to balance that situation. And that's not because I'm so massive. It's because there's just nobody else really doing the radio show every day and having a YouTube channel of any decent size. So yeah, it's just responsibility again. I had to be up late doing that because of a lack of options. All right, well, we've come to the end of the first segment here. DJ Prophet is my guest, and I've spent most of the first segment doing the majority of the talking. We'll be right back after the break at the VinnyEastwoodShow.com.
No matter where you live, globalism affects you. Did you know that the Vinny Eastwood Show has more subscribers than New Zealand Herald TV and is New Zealand's most popular YouTube news channel, where warm-hearted humour and a list of awesome guests talk about crucial issues which the mainstream media ignore. A show where you, the listener, can phone up with questions, comments and suggestions of guests. Vinny is building a hub to connect truthers with raw information they need to become active. He can help you gain further skills such as website building, producing audio and video, and creating revenue streams in your own multimedia environment. Because Vinny supports such a wide range of people in the truth movement, he is not government or corporate backed and relies entirely on your donations. Give now, give generously, or subscribe for $10 a month for access to ad-free video archives. Just visit thevinnieeastwoodshow.com and click donate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Vinny Eastwood Show. My very special guest is DJ Prophet. Welcome back.
Thanks, Vinny.
All right.
So what's on your mind most these days?
Honestly, improving the quality of the show. And by improving the quality of the show, what I need to do is improve the quality of myself, the amount of research that I do on my guests and so on and so forth, and take a bit more responsibility. Yeah, it's kind of weighing heavily on me at the same time as being incredibly uplifting. It's an ironic experience.
Just to know the meaning of the word irony is impressive to me.
Yeah. I always thought that black sand beaches were very irony.
I knew there was a joke there somewhere.
There always is with irony. Now, can you...
So I was going to make a suggestion, Vinny.
Yeah?
That you come up with a subject of some kind, and you ask me a question about that subject, and I'll flow with an answer.
Well, that's perfect, because I was thinking the exact same thing. And the subject is you. Who are you and what do you do?
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm a human being anymore, but I'm living in Tallahassee, and I'm basically a DJ, artist, entrepreneur, entertainer, and I run a company called Dream State Productions, and I'm intending to move to Seattle and set up a studio in Seattle called the ABFC Studio, which stands for American British Football Club.
All right.
Yeah. And we're going to be, I have a friend with me. He's an artist friend. He's a famous Dutch artist. His name's Oliver Norden. He's quite an amazing guy, and we're just trying to raise the vibration here in Tallahassee after being in St. Petersburg for about 10 years.
Is his nickname Ollie Nort? And was he involved in Iran-Contra?
No. Different Ollie North.
Okay.
His name's Oliver Norden.
Okay.
He's Dutch Belgium, from Holland, yeah, but Queen Beatrix land, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Bilderberg Group stuff.
Yeah.
The Bilderberg Group meeting was in Watford, which is like just a few miles away from where I was raised.
Must have been buzzy thinking about that, eh?
Yeah, well, that was the Bilderberg meeting in Watford. Do you know any word for your guest, what the outcome of that was?
You know, it was interesting. I was supposed to have one guest on the show to talk about Bilderberg, and he decided he wouldn't show up, even though he was there, even though he could have come on. And he thought that I was ignoring him because I wasn't there to answer his messages at 4:30 in the frickin' morning. And he thought I was ignoring him when I wasn't. I was just, asleep because I'm on the other side of the fracking world. You retard.
Yeah.
It's actually good when that happens, though, because you know how sometimes people treat you really badly, and you thank God that they treated you really badly early on in the relationship, so you don't have a whole lot invested on it, and you can just go block and never hear from the mother fracker again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As good as like purging a pimple.
And fracking, you've seen Gasland and Gasland 2. Have you seen Gasland 2?
Actually, I haven't even seen Gasland 1, sadly enough.
That's worth a watch.
But I have interviewed Megan Manuka, who's a local New Zealand activist who just revealing incredible information about the fracking that's going on in New Zealand. Like, I had no idea. And there's another Māori female activist as well who did a presentation in front of like 3 people, and I was luckily enough there to film it and get that up online, and it's had tens of thousands of views or something like that. So yeah, I know a hell of a lot more about fracking than the average person, even though I haven't seen the Gasland yet.
Yeah. Well, Gasland's a little bit slow, a little bit long, but I mean, it does illustrate the whole deal with fracking and stuff, how bad it is.
Yeah, I mean, I love the party trick where you can set your you can set your tap water on fire. Wait, I mean, if you're ever in need of a lighter, you've got plenty of cigarettes but no fire. Hey, just turn on the tap, mate. You'll be right.
You'd set up a plumbing system all around the house. You'd have instant heating. So, are you still there?
Yeah. Gas heating, I believe it's called.
So, New Zealand was, I was very troubled to hear about that huge earthquake you guys had, and were you affected by that at all?
Technically, everybody in New Zealand was affected by it, not because they were in the earthquake zone, but because they were in the zone where the media dominated every single channel 24 hours a day for like 3 or 4 days, talking about this quake. And not once mentioning that there's a HARP facility not 15 minutes drive from the city. Not once mentioning that there were 9 US Congress people there on the day, including the head of FEMA, who all got on a plane 2 hours before the quake hit and left, except
the HARP hit.
With the exception of the head of FEMA, who for some reason stayed behind to coordinate the attack. I mean, the quake. I mean, recovery effort.
Well,
they didn't talk about the 40 reports of sonic booms coming through the air before the quake hit. They didn't talk about the what were reported to be meteors coming through the sky. Basically, there were sections of the sky that were on fire before the quake hit. Yeah. So it was just there's a stack of HARP related anomalies that the mainstream media are so. Have you noticed that that's what media is really good about? Not getting out information, but making sure information doesn't get out?
Well, I mean, the quicker information is got out about HARP and Monsanto, those 2 subjects I think are the most important ones. Oh no, and chemtrails too.
Hey, that reminds me. I finished my... that reminds me. Over the weekend, over the holiday, I finished my Monsanto song.
Yeah, oh, great! I'd love to hear that. Got
it recorded. It's like it's country opera.
I've got some percussion in the background for you.
Oh, good. Well, I can't play it on FCC regulated radio, unfortunately, because it's got a few cuss words in it, I think.
Oh, there's a few cuss words in there.
Yeah.
You can do a radio edit and blank those cuss words out, Vinny.
Yeah, well, I did download a couple of those beep, you know those things that they've got on TV where they beep out the swear words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just do a revised version where you change the word.
Yeah, I think it sounds funnier if it's swearing though. You know. You know how sometimes comedians they swear a lot, and when they swear you laugh. All right, it's sort of like that. For some reason, when you take the profanity out of the joke, the joke's not that funny anymore.
Yeah, it fits the subject matter.
You know, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, to have a sense of humor throughout this, all of what we're going through is very important, and Norman Cousins, are you familiar with Norman Cousins' Anatomy of an Illness?
No.
He used comedy. He watched comedy movies in his hospital. He was suffering from a debilitating, life-causing, threatening disease. And he found out that comedy was the only thing that worked to help him to heal himself.
Yeah. Well, that and being stoned while he was watching them.
Yeah. Well, 52% of Americans now think that marijuana should be legalized, which is, I think, a step in the right direction.
Wow. 87% of New Zealanders from the ages of, I think it's 18 to 25 have used it. And 52% of the entire population up to the age of 55, I think, have used it as well. And we have the highest per capita arrest rate in the world for it.
Wow. That's why Christchurch was hot, because your conscious levels were becoming too out of the box.
Well, actually, it's a bit simpler than that. There have been two conflicting reports on it. One from Benjamin Fulford in Japan. He said that on the morning of the quake, and this is the reason why the 9 US Congress people were here and the head of FEMA, is they had a private meeting with the Prime Minister, allegedly, and what was discussed, again allegedly, during that meeting was negotiating the settlement of 1 million Americans in the South Island of New Zealand that are going to evacuate the USA because of the Fukushima radiation and so on and so forth. And the Prime Minister refused, and then boom. So I don't know exactly if that is the case, but it fits the profile, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And the Fukushima one, I mean, Benjamin Fulford was all over that about a year and a half before that happened.
You know, I was the first...
He was reporting that the HARP was being threatened on the finance minister before that.
Yeah, he in fact, I was the first person that to get him on the radio that day. That the
really?
That the Fukushima... He called me.
No way.
No way. He came on air, you know, it's just like boom. And incidentally, on that same day, we'd scheduled to have another person on named Shannon Phipps, who is, one of these deductive reasoning pieces of trash.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, there's no such thing as earthquake weapons. Science. We all need to worship science and bow down." Hey, did you know that scientists have discovered that people will believe anything if you claim scientists have discovered it?
Yeah, I saw that report. But it's all left brain is science. There's no creativity or compassion involved in that. There's no grace involved in science.
No grace. Yeah. Well, and again, speaking of saying grace, it's a religion now, isn't it? That's what science has become, I think.
There's Scientology, yeah, that's religion.
No, I mean, like, belief. Belief is what usually categorizes something into a religion, right? And there's this belief structure that science can explain everything, right? That everything makes absolute 100% sense to a scientific mind. That's why they got deductive reasoning. That's why they ignore evidence for 90% of things in existence, is because you can't explain them, and science currently is insufficient at doing them. So what they do is, instead of saying, okay, well, maybe we don't know everything, they say, we know everything, and you're telling me things that we don't know, therefore you're crazy. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I think the Catholic Church could learn something from these people. Oh wait, in fact, it's the other way round. Scientists learn something from the Catholic Church. Who came up with the Big Bang Theory exactly? Oh, the Catholic Church. What's the Big Bang Theory again? Oh yeah, that's right. Everything came out of nothing. Does that not sound like a religious prediction to you?
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was nothing. And then suddenly there was everything.
Really.
And everything came from nothing.
It goes back to the Egyptians because there's a Cleopatra's Needle in downtown Washington, downtown London, and downtown the Vatican. There's a Cleopatra's Needle. Why is that?
Yeah. Well, we'll find out after the break, I guess. DJ Prophet is my guest, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be right back after the break at the VinnyEastwoodShow.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My very special guest is DJ Prophet. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Vinny. It's an honor to be with you. I thought I'd give you a sample of some of the music that I listen to.
All right.
That's Psytron.
Oh, yeah. I can dig it. In fact, I think I've made a couple of tracks like that.
Have you now?
Yeah. Well, you know when you're messing around with Fruity Loops or GarageBand loops or something like that, and you just come up with this really trippy as dance music tracks and stuff like that. So, I made like a whole album of them.
Oh, nice. You should put that out there, Vinny.
It is out there. Wait. Is it out there?
You're amazing in more ways than one.
Yeah. It just occurred to me, like I was just wondering, what the hell do I tell people I am now if they ask me? Like I'm a radio show host, I'm a comedian, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a singer, songwriter, I'm a dance music producer, I'm a writer, I'm a it's like, what the hell am I?
You're a Cancerian, too. We're birthday brothers, you know that, because my birthday is June 29th, and that transferred over to the Southern Hemisphere would be December 29th.
Ah, if you say so.
So we're brothers.
So, like, you're my Cancer.
No, you should be reading the Cancer astrology chart.
Hey, well, thanks to Fukushima, we're both going to have cancer soon enough.
Indeed. Anyway, well, I was referring back to the Egyptians. Have you seen a documentary called Ring of Power?
Yes, I have. John Key's got one.
That's pretty trippy, huh?
Yeah. Was this the Ring of Power? Was this the one that was like in 40 different parts or something?
It was 5 hours long. Yeah, it had a lot of parts. Yeah. But
Yeah.
About how there's the square mile of London and Washington D.C. is like its own. It has its own boundaries and stuff, just like the Vatican has its own boundaries.
Yeah.
And in the center of those places, there's the Egyptian Cleopatra's Needle. That's an interesting relationship there, I think.
Yeah, and Cleopatra's Needle also featured in a film called From Hell. With Johnny Depp, where Jack the Ripper, who was a high-level Freemason, who was also incidentally the physician to the royal family, murdered a whole bunch of prostitutes because they knew that one of the royal family had married a prostitute and had syphilis. And so he killed them all really brutally to cover it up in a ritualistic fashion. He killed 5 of them, and the locations that he killed them were in the arranged pattern of a pentagram around the city of London, with the Cleopatra's Needle, I think, right in the very center of the pentagram. Now,
really?
Lots of people know who Jack the Ripper is, but they didn't know he was a Freemason for some reason.
Wow.
They didn't know he was the physician to the Queen for some reason. Oh,
Really?
you see, that detail doesn't matter.
Well, I recommend all of your listeners watch that Ring of Power just to open up a few, minds and stuff. That has some pretty amazing information in there. Like Zeitgeist, Zeitgeist was a mind opener for me about 4 years ago.
Yeah. Zeitgeist was a breakthrough film, eh?
Yeah, right.
I think the one thing that really made Zeitgeist stand out, and this is the thing about documentaries, music. You know, being a DJ, you know all about this. It's so important in order to keep people's attention that it's not just dry. It needs some music behind it. Like we tried to watch. I think my mate Barry he brought down around the DVD set of David Icke at Wembley Stadium, right?
Okay.
And I think I fell asleep maybe 4 times over the 12 hours or 10 hours or something of that nature of the thing. It wasn't because it was boring. It's just because it's so long to keep your attention focused on something without any sort of music in the background, nothing to sort of add on to the flavor of it. You know, I'd pass out for like 15 minutes and then wake back up and go, oh, reptilians, and then I think I had 3 other mates with us as well. They'd pass out intermittently throughout the thing as well. So in order to keep myself awake, I invented the David Icke drinking game, and you can do this at home. You watch the David Icke presentations, and every time he says the word decode, every time he says the word reality, every time, and every time he says the word information, you take a drink. By the end of the first DVD, I was pissed, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
You'd have to have a lot of beer.
I did actually run out. Like what's interesting is, you know, if it's doing decode information, he often has those words together. So like decoding the information, it's just information. You're like drink, you know.
Really?
The David Icke drinking game, you know. Maybe we can sell that to Milton Bradley.
Put that on the market.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, or maybe you could sell the DVDs. And when they get shipped to you, you get a free case of beer.
Yeah.
Maybe there might be a liquor licensing issue.
Ask me a question, Vinny. What do you want to know about me?
What woke you up?
What woke me up? Well, buying a computer helped a lot. You know, having a laptop computer. But then I was stuck in a train station in New York City, actually, after being shipped out of the UK. I went to the UK without a forwarding ticket, and even though I was raised in the UK, my mother's English and stuff, they still deported me. And they flew me to New York City. They let me stay for about 3 months, but it was under duress. And then I was transported to New York City, and I had to get down to Florida, and there was a huge storm that came in. It was a snowstorm that held up all the trains. So I was in the train station meeting these guys, and this guy had a computer, and he had Zeitgeist and Food Inc., I think it was the other one, and 2 interesting documentaries, and that's pretty much what woke me up, you know, having the availability. And then what happened, instead of going down to Florida, I booked a flight back to Europe. I went to Poland, and I lived in Poland for 6 months, and I had nothing to do, no work or anything. I was living in this little castle area, you know, and I had the internet access, and I was just investigating a lot of different ideas, writing some blogs. I wrote a few blogs. One of them was called Clinton the Red-Nosed Commandeer. That was a good one.
Yeah.
If you get to look that one up on Google. That was all about Bill Clinton's obsession with cocaine.
He made a hell of a lot of money off cocaine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Arkansas there?
I mean, he had to have septum surgery on the bridge of his nose. And he was a coke freak, you know. And if that's pretty heavy when you got your leaders in Washington, D.C. becoming coke freaks.
Well, he wasn't just a freak for the coke. He was also a freak in the sexual sense of the word as well. He even had a state trooper driving round cruising for something rhyming with Stussy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that explains the Monica Lewinsky thing too. You know? I mean, when people do cocaine, they do abhorrent kind of sexual behaviors.
Well, it's what happens when you have power, I think. Mm-hmm. And I've even noticed this myself, because like having a radio show means you've got power, like you've got sway, and people listen to you when you speak, kind of thing. And I'll sometimes get off the radio and I'll just be randy, you know, attach myself to the missus like a face hugger.
Yeah. Well,
maybe that was a little bit inappropriate. Moving right along.
Hope you have a girlfriend there, Vinny.
I do. She's in the next. In fact, she's probably hearing the audio feed. I'll be hearing about it in about 10 seconds when she comes in with the delay. She won't like that. And in terms of activism, have you been to protests or anything like that before?
Well, there was a small rally against Monsanto in Tallahassee just about a month ago, which actually I went to and voiced my opinions about how Monsanto, how evil they are, you know, and all the, you know, the issues that are related to Monsanto.
You know, Monsanto really is about as evil as it gets.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, really? I mean, if Satan exists and he owned a company, it would be Monsanto.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That's what I reckon anyway. I could be wrong. Okay, well,
we're coming to compassion there, and it's based on the business model alone, and when you have that kind of model and you're running a business or a corporation, I mean, no compassion.
Yeah. Well, there's certainly no ethics in that business model. That's for dang sure. All right, we're coming up to break. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Prophet is my guest. You're listening to the Vinny Eastwood Show, listening live at AmericanFreedomRadio.com or on delayed broadcasts on AM/FM stations around New Zealand and archives at thevinnieeastwoodshow.com. Back in a minute.
If you take an active interest in maintaining the optimum health and well-being of yourself and your family, the New Zealand Journal of Natural Medicine is the magazine you've been waiting for. Having taken Australia and New Zealand by storm, the New Zealand Journal of Natural Medicine is now available in the UK and Europe. Visit www.nznaturalmed.co.uk or call 01626 337 531 to order your copy now.
You are now listening to hour number 2 of the fastest 2 hours in talk radio. It's the Vinny Eastwood Show, broadcasting live from New Zealand. And, you know, what's interesting about New Zealand is we've got a lot of douchebag radio show hosts in this country, myself included, who just... I don't know. I'm not a violent person. In fact, I haven't laid my hand on anybody since I was a violent child, but I think at the age of 15 was the last time I laid a hand on anybody. Kind of made a vow. But there are occasions when you hear douchebag radio show hosts, talking about fluoride usually, say the most infuriating lies that it just makes you want to punch them in the face. I don't know why it is. Why all of a sudden they need to be punched in the face. They just do. They just do. You know what I'm talking about. All of you out there. Look, if you haven't wished that certain radio show hosts had been punched in the face recently, you ain't living. Am I alone in this? Am I alone? I certainly think I'm not. In fact, I was reading the comment sections. I uploaded this video of this radio show host called Sean Plunkett, and he writes this article saying fluoride nutters bite off more than they can chew. And I read out this thing in 5 minutes, and there weren't too many views on the video, but there were like 20 comments, and every second comment was, "I want to punch him in the face." And I was like, running through the comments, like. Okay, we're having fun. Now, DJ Prophet, do you actually have a real name?
Yeah, my name's William.
And does that come with a surname, or is that like a private thing, and you kind of wish to remain semi anonymous in the V for Vendetta masks?
After being back from Nepal, I got the spirit of Buddhism and stuff when I went to Nepal, and so I changed my DJ name to DJ Prophet, aka DJ Billy Buddha.
DJ Billy Buddha. Do you smoke Buddha out of a billy?
Yeah. Well, it relates back to the movie Billy Budd. You ever see that movie about the English Navy? They got this guy on board named Billy Budd, and he was a really happy guy, and he was very. But then there's always one guy that likes to have it out for a person like that, right? Like his name was John, I think. And he was like up in the ranks, and he would treat Billy really shittily, and Billy had to...
By the way, FCC regulations, can't use that word. I apologize to the affiliates.
So anyway, Billy ends up like hitting the guy, and instead of like knocking him out, he actually killed him. And so the crew had to put Billy up on charges, and he actually got hung. But they really were sad that he got hung because he was the one being bullied all the time. It's called Billy Budd. Then if you look at the word Buddha, you've got ha on there, and so that you got the Billy Budd, and then you got the ha, which is representative of joy and laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a few cackles. Yeah. Having a few cackles. Now, in terms of religious belief, I don't know about you, but I was just thinking to myself, is there any actual belief structure that I can latch onto lock, stock, and barrel? Like, there's this book here, and everything from page 1 to the last page I agree with, right? Or I'm willing to swallow and follow. And I was just thinking, I haven't actually read any religious text from start to finish before. But I have spoken to lots and lots of religious people. And every single one of them says similar things that I agree with and similar things that I disagree with. And they all agree with each other and disagree with each other at the same time. So I was just thinking, hold on a second. Is the whole point of following a belief structure that actually has a structure that cannot change, is the whole point of that so that people will constantly argue over what the truth is? Like, I don't know if you've ever heard this statement, there is only one truth. And I've heard this many times from people, even on truther blogs. And you know what you find if you Google one truth? Religious texts. Because, all right, so 10 different religions all claiming they had the one truth. It's just, okay.
I can see where they're coming from, though, with that statement, there's only one truth, because, as we're passing through time, each moment in time does have a truth about it.
Oh, yeah. But anybody who says that there's one truth, you ask them what that truth is, and their answer will always be different from another person who claims they've got the one truth. So really, truth has become subjective to these people because their truth isn't based on facts, it's based on belief. Isn't it?
Or bias.
Or bias.
Or conditioning.
Or conditioning. Or shampooing. You know, may not happen overnight, but it will happen.
So you know how I got to meet your cousin, Vinny?
What, Lucy Lawless?
Yeah.
Hey,
in Tallahassee, your cousin was here in Tallahassee.
Oh, right.
And he participated in a yoga exercise at a place in Railroad Square called...
hold on. We're talking about a completely different cousin. I think we're talking about my cousin Andrew.
Andrew, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was participating in a yoga thing in Railroad Square, and I asked him, "You're from New Zealand, right?" He says, "Yeah." And I says, "Do you know Vinny Eastwood?" He said, "That's my cousin." I couldn't believe it. I says, "Really?"
Hey, it's not.
Yeah.
Not the first time it's happened, bro. Dig this. You'll love this. Right. On the Monsanto protest, dude comes up to me and says, Vinny, can I volunteer? Can I help you? I really want to help you. And I was like, dude, take the camera, take the megaphone, take this umbrella, and just film me going around and doing stuff. And he's like, yep, sweet as, you know. And so a couple of weeks pass after it, and my sister breaks up with her boyfriend. And a few weeks after that, she meets this new guy in a bar, and they get along really well, and she gets asked for a number, and she goes, no, I'm not going to give you my number. He's like, why not? You know, I thought we'd get along really well, and something like that. She goes, well, yeah, well, you can find me. My name's Vinny Eastwood. And suddenly his eyes glaze over, and he goes, whoa. You know, and it was the same guy who helped me out at the Monsanto protest, and he's now going out with my sister. What the hell is the chances of that?
Oh my! Oh dear. What is the population of New Zealand anyway?
4+ million.
4+ million. Yeah. I've been. I think it's an exotic land, and I hope you're all well there. And
well, you know, actually, we're not all well here. New Zealand, along with Australia, has the world's highest cancer rate.
Oh man!
About a third of the people in this country die of cancer, and two reasons that I can point to for that: very low iodine levels in the soil and very low selenium levels.
Uh-huh. Huh.
You know?
There's nothing to do with chemtrails then.
I'm sure that's a cumulative effect, but that gets everybody, just like the Fukushima radiation does. But you know, everybody's got protection from radiation and chemtrails to a certain extent because they've got iodine and selenium in their food that's grown up until such time as Monsanto takes over the entire food supply and nothing will grow.
Do you get chemtrails in New Zealand?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
you can notice. Do you notice them through the odor, or just from visual, or the way you feel? I mean, do you notice any effects of these chemtrails?
Well, you know what the difficulty is isolating. Okay, so if you were to say chemtrails made me feel this way, okay, are you sure that it was the chemtrail that made you feel that way? Or had you not had enough sleep that day? Had you not drank enough water that day? Had you not had enough vitamin C that day? Had you this or had you that? Or, trying to double blind test and things like that. Your beliefs, on the other hand, they'll really, really mess with you. So when I see a chemtrail sprayed over Auckland, it enrages me. Like, and I get really, really angry, jump out there with the camera, film it, whatever. And I just get really angry because I just hate being sprayed like a cockroach. What can I say? Do cockroaches like cans of Black Flag? No, they don't. You know why? Because the Black Flag's sprayed on them and it kills them. And that's exactly what I like about that's exactly what it's like with chemtrails. And incidentally, when we have caught the spraying going on, like right when it's going on, and then we go and check the flight path recorders, like we've got a website here that measures the flight paths of all the aircraft in the area, that kind of thing.
Nice.
They're not on it.
Huh. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think it's time to start like a campaign, maybe like occupying the airport. Make a big deal of it at the airport.
I don't know.
That's where it's happening from. That's where it begins.
Are you sure?
It has to. A plane has to take off from somewhere.
Does have to take off from somewhere, but what's strange is that when you look at the cruising altitude, when they're flying over Auckland, when they're coming in to land or taking off from Auckland Airport, they're getting around about the 10,000 foot mark by the time they're going over the city. These chemtrail planes are always around the 40,000 foot mark. So they're not coming in, nor are they taking off from Auckland Airport. They're coming from somewhere else. Don't know where that somewhere else is, because they've got their frickin' transponders turned off. And
that is a problem.
And this reminds me, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if you've seen these videos on YouTube, but if you type in near mid-air collision chemtrail, there was a pilot piloting a 747 nearly had a mid-air collision with a chemtrail plane. Because they've got the frickin' transponders clicked off, and they're flying at cruising altitude, spraying everybody. These people are frickin' dangerous. And
Indeed.
you know, it's the same thing with drone aircraft as well now, is that they're not sharing their transponders with local municipal airports. And there have, in fact, been a number of crashes in the United States with private aircraft and drones. You know, these New World Order fracks, they don't give a frack about air traffic safety, do they? You know, let's hope one of them crashes with one of their Learjets into one of these things one of these days. You know, that'd be great. David Rockefeller dies, and ball of fire explosion in the sky, and it'd be like, yes, burn, Crispy, you bastard. You know. Douse him in jet fuel and set him on fire. Maybe he'll explode into particleized dust. like in 13 Ghosts or something. You know, have you ever seen the pictures of David Rockefeller? He looks so evil. Like, honestly. Have you seen the... Have you seen the film Evil Dead?
I didn't see that one, though.
Rockefeller did the makeup. And, no. Like, seriously, he looks absolutely terrifying. You can imagine if you're a small child, you know, walking home from school with your lunch pail in one hand and pigtails and what have you, and a white van with David Rockefeller turns up and snatches you off the side of the street, you'd be freaked out. Oh my God. Terrifying. And here's the thing. A lot of people say that things are not as they appear. Sometimes things are exactly as they appear. All right? You ever seen a picture of the New Zealand Justice Minister, Judith Collins? She looks like...
No, I haven't.
You know, have you ever met a woman who was just a horrible woman? She's just a bad person. She's just evil, you know? And
Witch.
Yeah. And they got to look to them as well. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes they're exactly as they appear. And you just think about this. How many times could you ever be, walking around anywhere? It'd be great if we could actually identify who's a scumbag by exactly what they look like. But unfortunately, most of the time...
Just wear those special sunglasses, you can see the reptilians there.
Yeah. I would like a pair of those sunglasses, actually. Or even a camera filter lens that can scan brainwaves. Now, not to read people's minds, but to see whether or not that person has any emotion.
Yeah, to see if they have any
neural brain activity. Because when they've done brain scans of psychopaths and they've done controls with normal people, you'll find that there is no brain activity, well, very little brain activity, when you show them things that produce an emotional response in normal people. I'd love to be able... Yeah. We'll be right back after the break at the VinnyEastwoodShow.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Vinny Eastwood Show. DJ Prophet is my guest, and behind me on the screen, you can't see this, bro, is a picture of the sun with a rainbow around it. All right? Like the rays of the sun actually made a 360-degree rainbow. That's how high the chemtrail concentration here in New Zealand is, bro. Okay? And I'd never seen anything... And this is not an optical effect either. This is what we saw with a naked eye. All right?
We in Florida, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is direct evidence, yeah.
Yeah. And I got a whole bunch of these pictures. And you think to yourself, holy crap, if it's capable of doing that, right, how exactly are we supposed to escape the toxic effects, the fallout, as it were? And the answer is you freaking can't.
No, it's an odor, and you're breathing that odor, and it's sometimes you're afraid to just take deep breaths that day. It's a blessing when you get a nice fresh rain that doesn't have the chemtrails in it, and you can breathe easy again.
Yeah, but you can't. You can breathe easy, but you can't drink or shower easy, can you? and think about the plants. And I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was looking out the window at our little garden that we've got outside. And I was just thinking, nothing's really growing in that garden.
No.
Like, it is growing, technically, but it's so slow as to be almost imperceivable. And I was just wondering,
Water is saturated with... fluoride, and then you've got aluminum coming out of the sky. That's a bad combination right there.
Well, incidentally, and this is what came out in one of those fluoride documentaries I cut together over the weekend. If you've got one of these absorption filters, it removes not all the fluoride, maybe about 80% of it, but it concentrates aluminium times 5. And if you add an extra filter on top of that, it concentrates the aluminium times 20. It actually,
and what filters, Benny?
Absorption filters.
Absorption filters.
Yeah, as opposed to reverse osmosis filters.
Something like chamois leather, you mean?
Chamois leather? Is that what they used to make chamois cloths back in the Old West?
Yeah. So that's a very absorbent material. It gets hard. It's almost like leather when it's hard, and then when you put water on it, it absorbs it really well.
I don't recall.
Oh, it's an English term, chamois leather, I think.
All
I don't know
right.
if you got that one in New Zealand.
I don't know. Is that like an Englishman who's had too much sun? Oh, mate, I've been out down in Spain, having a wee bit of a holiday, and I look like a crocodile. Well, got me skin it just looks like resembling the chamois weather.
Yeah, and all these chemtrails are really, really making it worse.
Yeah. Well, see, actually, I was wondering, burn time. Okay, so, you put your sunscreen on, and the aluminium particles in the sunscreen are so small that they go through your skin, so therefore it obviously protects you from the sun. But and I was just thinking, has the burn time from the sun actually reduced? Has anybody done a study on that? Is there so much particulates and things in the air that you actually take longer to get sunburnt now? That's an interesting question, isn't it?
I mean, the more metals in the air, the time would be less to get, sunburn.
Yeah. Or so we'd think. And I just got to ask you as well, what do you do to keep healthy? Because if we're surrounded by all this crap all the time, and there's no doubt, how many times a day do you need to do something to help yourself? Like I've got these magazines here, the New Zealand Journal of Natural Medicine, best natural medicine magazine in the world as far as I'm concerned, that I've seen anyway. And what's interesting is that they keep coming out with these issues. And in every single issue, it's something like vaccines are killing you, electricity and all that stuff is killing you, chemotherapy's killing you, flax seeds for radiation protection, soft drinks are linked to violence, colloidal silver cure for MRSA, can hemp repair DNA? There is so much health knowledge out there, and so many things that are killing you right now, and so many things that can save you. It's a full-time job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a full-time job. I'd recommend moving to an area where hemp is legal. That's why I want to get to Colorado, actually.
Well, what's stopping you so far?
Actually, my vehicle broke down here.
Oh, it's a bastard when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. I was on my way out there, but it's a temporary thing, I think.
Hey, in fact, my vehicle broke down just before.
In Washington State, they made marijuana legal, so you can actually grow it and you can actually, smoke it with leisure and not get hassled, just like alcohol and tobacco.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
But it is that way, and gradually, people are becoming aware that marijuana is actually a very magical plant that a lot of things and is good for the mind. And I think that's why you guys in New Zealand, a lot of people smoke pot there, and you guys were kind of like growing a way that the English government don't really like people to grow.
That's true. And there's a new documentary coming out called Drug Lord by my friend Arik Rees, is from South Africa. And he's taken years to cut together this documentary. He needs to take a leaf out of the Vinny Eastwood book, so to speak, and cut together the documentary in a night. And just thinking about this, right? Cannabis. We have not only the highest per capita arrest rate in New Zealand for this, but I think we also have one of the highest, coincidentally of course, levels of appreciation for reggae music in the world. We're actually the second most reggae appreciating country in the world, number one being Jamaica. Huh. Because of the weed, man. And dig this, all right? Don't let people tell you that harp is all bad, all right? Here's why. Hole in the ozone layer, bro. More UV radiation comes out, And you know what happens to cannabis when it gets attacked by UV rays?
It grows more.
Not only does it grow more, but it grows more cannabinoid crystals on the outside of the buds to reflect the sunlight. So we have the strongest outdoor bud in the world because of the hole in the ozone layer.
Oh my!
You know,
Well,
there's Vinny's pot facts for the day.
Well, California should be right up there with you too.
Yeah, and hey, and I wonder if radiation helps weed grow. I think, I believe cannabis takes radiation out of the soil and absorbs it into the plant, so that when you smoke the plant, you glow like plutonium.
Huh.
Or potonium, as it were.
Have you seen Lawrence? I have a good guess for you, Lawrence Gardner. Do you know him?
No.
Lawrence Gardner. He had a book out called Lost Secrets of the Ark or something like the Sacred Ark.
Yeah.
And it's about monatomic gold.
Okay. What is it?
It's how the Egyptians used monatomic gold in order to, be enlightened and, to switch on their DNA, basically.
Oh my God! I'm going to add that to my list of Jamaican jokes. The punchlines the punchlines all start with the word mon. You know, like what do you call a Jamaican biotech company? Monsanto. And what do you call a Jamaican gold trader? Monatomic gold. And what do you call a Jamaican pair of sunglasses?
An astronaut.
Nah, you call it a monocle. And what do you call a Jamaican system of government?
A monopoly.
Nah, a monarchy. As in to be ruled by Mon.
That's a good one, Vinny.
I got so many, there's a Jamaican flavor enhancer, monosodium glutamate. I got so many of them, eh? And they're all bad.
A Jamaican Frenchman exclaiming, "Mon Dieu!"
Yeah.
Have you been out of New Zealand? Have you travelled to any other countries?
Not since I got convicted for selling cannabis.
Oh dear.
Not since then, man.
People a favour, and that's what happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
In
fact, I got dobbed in, bro. When you get narked on by somebody who you sell weed to, that really sucks. Makes you hate people.
Yeah.
But I've been to...
Radio industry would never have come about then because you would have been venturing around the world by now. So it's a kind of a blessing in disguise.
Well, my activism would have never come out. I would have still believed that cops were people who told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I would have still believed that people who smoked cannabis were bad people. I would have still believed in all of these things. And, have you noticed that when the establishment tries to shut somebody up, all they do is make that person scream even louder?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to me. They're their own worst enemy. They create their own enemies. Like Iraq. We're selling weapons to them. Now,
I hear what you're saying, Vinny.
I was also...
I really like when you had Caliente on.
Who?
On your show. Caliente.
Doesn't ring a bell at all.
The guy that does the trends?
Silente.
Yeah, Silente, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
It was. And he did like my lame joke at the end. What do you call somebody who used to work for Gerald Silente? An ex-Silente employee.
I like that.
He did too.
Do you have any amazing guests coming up?
This Friday. This Friday, Paul Waddell from New Zealand is going to be on the show talking about EMF radiation, and here's one of the documentaries that I made over the weekend, so people can go online to my YouTube channel and check that one out. He's coming on this Friday. That's going to be really good. When you're a truther, you become jaded. Like every day is another day of learning a new thing that's about to kill you, and it gets to the point where you're like, yeah, I get it. I'm being exterminated. It kind of becomes passé. And then somebody comes up to you, like Paul Waddell does, who explains all the ins and outs of EMF radiation and so on and so forth around you, and it freaks you out all over again. That's the kind of experience, those are the kind of juicy nuggets of information that I like to seek out. Also, the classified woman, Sibel Edmonds herself, has expressed interest in coming on the show. Hopefully that might be on Thursday. Also coming up, we'll have an Archon roundtable discussion. 3 people, Robert Stanley, Cameron Day, and Eve Lorgan might be coming on together. We're yet to schedule that. I'm got a week to be scheduled, 2 weeks from now, by my French producer Guillaume, who's I guess he's sort of a consultant for the Sync Book Press. So we'll be having on a whole week of guests who'll be talking about synchronicity, free energy, so on and so forth. We'll be right back after the break at the VinnyEastwoodShow.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Vinny Eastwood Show! Oh yeah. And my very special guest, DJ Prophet. Do you have a website of some description where people might actually be able to check out your music and whatnot?
Actually, no, but I do have several YouTube videos out, but really just me on Facebook, and if you friend me on Facebook, I'll send you some music.
Yeah.
It's DJ Prophet UK USA on Facebook. And there are imitators of my name, DJ Prophet. I mean, I think I was the original DJ Prophet, but since I kind of created that name, there's been impersonators, other DJ Prophets that come around after that. But so that's why I had to put UK USA on the end of it and for my Facebook profile. Yeah,
as you do. And speaking of DJ Prophet, are you making any profits?
Say again?
Are you making any profits? Like are you managing to make a living at being a DJ, or are you like most musicians where basically you're living on the bones of your ass and have some description of slave job and just do what you love in your spare time?
Well, it's not really spelled that way. It's spelled P-R-O-P-A-T-T. So.
I know, I was making a crappy pun.
Yeah, okay, but not really, no. But the economy is so bad that people don't have a lot to go out. And they don't have the energy to go out because there's a lot of chemtrails, and they don't have the money to go out because of the economy.
No, that can't be true. During the I think it's during economic depressions, there's actually three industry booms. One being private security, one being primary industry like food production, and the third being entertainment.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's because people prioritize feeding themselves, protecting the stuff that they have that they can't afford to replace, and distracting themselves from how crap everything is.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, well.
So, you know, this is the time to flourish. If you're an entertainer, or a thug, or a farmer, except, unfortunately, the thugs have kind of a monopoly, as do the Monsanto farmers. They kind of getting a bit of a food monopoly now, and the quality of entertainment and television is just, and movies as well, is just shockingly awful.
Yeah.
Like there just ain't any creativity left, you know, to a large degree. Okay. I mean, you know how Angelina Jolie had her breast cut off in order to prevent herself from getting breast cancer, right? You know, I was afraid of getting arthritis, so I was thinking I might cut my hands off. And my mate Thomas Sheridan, he's really afraid that Justin Bieber might release another album, so he's going to have his ears cut off. You know, and entertainment, man, it's just shocking. So now's the time to strike, my son. The world is yours.
Well, yeah, the chance to entertain using psytrance music is not well received in Tallahassee because it's very conservative here.
Oh yeah, well
that would be another reason to move out west, because I guess the ears are more open there.
Yeah, I mean, if you move to chemtrail-laden smog capital Los Angeles, you could probably find plenty of gigs.
Yeah.
In fact, I have been to Los Angeles. In fact, this is one of the...
You have?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Tahiti, Vanuatu, Australia, and America, and I went to Los Angeles when I was there. And, well, you know, in New Zealand, there's no such thing as smog. Okay? It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Okay? There's just not enough cars. Not enough stuff like that. And so when you see it for the first time, it blows you away. It's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. And breathe it every day.
Ugh. Be like, I mean, if I moved to LA, I'd be like, frack it. I'm gonna take up smoking. It's like I'm smoking 3 packs a day anyway. What do I got to lose?
Well, you're living in a paradise, really, in New Zealand.
Allegedly.
In many ways.
A paradise with more cancer than pretty much any other country. Like the cancer rate in New Zealand, 1 in 2.
1 in 2, huh?
If you're born in this country, yeah.
Why is that?
There's a number of different issues. DDT during the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s was sprayed all over New Zealand farmland in order to get rid of weeds. So almost all of our food is contaminated. The fluoride in the water that we have here, 0.7 parts per million. We have a natural background level of fluoride in the water is 0.2 parts per million. The drinking water standards in New Zealand, we're allowed 1,000 times more Roundup in our drinking water than is allowed under European drinking water standards. Our Ministry of Health is, according to the Ministry of Health, the 3rd leading cause of death. In the real statistics, it's actually the number 1 leading cause of death, like way out ahead of everybody else, by far. We have... What else? As I said earlier in the show, extremely low selenium levels, extremely low iodine levels, which are known anti-cancer properties, and so that's not in our food at all. our orange groves, the big orange groves that we have up in Kerikeri oranges, and it's pretty famous here in New Zealand. They've done a number of years ago, I think nearly a decade ago, I think, they did tests on these origins to see how much vitamin C is left after intensively farming these things on the same land over and over again. There's none. Right. So we got no selenium, no iodine, no vitamin C, toxin poisons absolutely everywhere in the entire environment, and we're being chemtrailed, vaccinated, and exterminated by the government. That's why. In a nutshell, in my opinion. And this is
a shrouded paradise.
This is paradise.
With a shroud.
Mm-hmm. It's like the dark eye of Sauron, man.
Well, that's pretty rough.
Tell me about
I guess you can take selenium, you can take iodine to a certain degree through the diet, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is, fluorine competes with iodine when it gets absorbed into the system, and fluorine wins.
Oh, yeah, right.
So even if you're taking your iodine, if you're also taking your fluoride, and because we've got natural fluoride in the water as well as the stuff that they add to it, you don't get any absorption, even if you're taking it.
So is there a good chance that the fluoride issue is going to be reversed?
If I have something to say about it, yeah. Hell yeah. I got my 100-watt megaphone, and I stopped smoking weed about a week ago, and my energy levels have just shot through the roof. This is the reason why I was able to stay up so late and make all these documentaries, right? But at the same time, my relaxation, my ability to sleep, and my ability to contain my rage have been drastically reduced. So you may just see some videos coming out of Vinny Eastwood with some kind of a raging Infowarsian vein on my forehead, with a tripod set up outside of the mainstream media apparatus of scum, hurling abuse at them over their covering of the fluoride issue.
Right. That's amazingly courageous of you, Vinny.
Yeah. I don't know what the definition of courage is. I don't do what I do. I don't do what I do because I'm brave. I do what I do because I perceive that I do not have a choice. If I don't do it, nobody else will. Literally, nobody else will. We've got 4 million people in this country. How many Vinny Eastwoods are there?
You're a pioneer.
Yeah. Well, most of the pioneers died on the trails, unfortunately.
You're a valiant, courageous pioneer in the truth movement.
Well, I was just... I'm not sure if I'll be able to find this in time. In fact, no, there's no possibility I'll be able to find this in time. But I put up a Facebook status saying how much love and respect and duty I have for the activists and the whistleblowers and the people who speak out in this country for which the mainstream media are ignored. And whether or not I'm able to have sleep, I think is inconsequential next to my responsibility that I now accept whole lock, stock and barrel that I have to ensure that these people have their voices heard. Because I know, I absolutely know 100% that if I do not get these people's words out there on the internet, nobody else will. And I will not let them down. See you again sometime, ladies and gentlemen.
No matter where you live, globalism affects you. Did you know that the Vinny Eastwood Show has more subscribers than New Zealand Herald TV and is New Zealand's most popular YouTube news channel, where warm-hearted humour and a list of awesome guests talk about crucial issues which the mainstream media ignore. A show where you, the listener, can phone up with questions, comments and suggestions of guests. Vinny is building a hub to connect truthers with raw information they need to become active. He can help you gain further skills such as website building, producing audio and video, and creating revenue streams in your own multimedia environment. Because Vinny supports such a wide range of people in the truth movement, he is not government or corporate backed and relies entirely on your donations. Give now, give generously, or subscribe for $10 a month for access to ad-free video archives. Just visit the VinnyEastwoodshow.com and click donate.